Brought to you by the Bose Headset 10 and by XMWX Satellite Weather. Fly with the acclaimed Bose Aviation Headset 10. Enjoy an unmatched combination of full-spectrum noise reduction, clear audio, and comfortable fit with the Bose Aviation Headset 10. Voted the #1 headset for the 8th consecutive year in Professional Pilot's 2008 Headset Preference Survey. Purchased by December 31st, 2009, and receive a complimentary pair of Bose in-ear headphones, a $99 value. Learn more at bose.com/headset.
Hi, this is Mary Grady reporting for AVweb from AOPA Aviation Summit in Tampa, Florida. And when Fox Searchlight went searching for an authentic Lockheed Electra for their film about Amelia Earhart, they found Joe Shepard in Fayetteville, Georgia. And today, Joe is going to tell us how he came to find this airplane, how he restored it, and how it came to be in the film.
I realized I wanted a Lockheed 12 in the mid-'80s. A friend of mine owned a Lockheed 12, and it was hangared at my airfield. I flew it some for him and really fell in love with a Lockheed and began to look for one. And in trade a plane, one appeared in, I think it was May of '88, and the fellow wanted to trade. He was looking for a Cessna 195. I had one. I called him. I said, I'd like to come talk to you about your Lockheed. I've got a pretty nice 195. This Lockheed tied down, almost derelict, been sitting for 12 years. Grass growing up around it. He told me the engines ran, so I said, well, let's crank them up tomorrow. We cranked the engines the next day. They ran, satisfied me, and we shook hands and we had a deal. The airplane was bought originally by H.E. Talbot of New York City, who later became Secretary of the Air Force in 1955. He had association with the Wright brothers and Howard Hughes. It then went to a number of oil companies, the first being Gulf Oil Company of South America. When the war broke out, the government took most of the aircraft fleet then and pressed them into service for the war effort. It was in the government's hands for 2 years. Came out of the government, went back to Gulf Oil Company, then to a string of individuals where it gradually deteriorated to the point to where I found the airplane in Texas in 1988. We did it all. We did it all in my hangar there. In fact, we sent the engines out and for overhaul and the props. Of course, we had an avionics expert come in and install the avionics, and an interior company when the time came to put a new interior in it. Everything else we did there with the help of many friends. We finally got this thing flying in April Fool's Day of '07. In the instrumentation, I designed a totally new instrument panel and equipped it with dual everything, dual flight instruments. Aircraft is capable, IFR capable. We do fly it in the clouds. The film company contacted a Canadian named Peter Ram, who owns a Lockheed 12. His Lockheed at that time, which was a year and a half ago, was under restoration and totally apart. So he said, well, call my buddy Joe down in Georgia. He's got one that's up and going. So he's the one that shooed me in for the flying part of the movie. First trip up, we went into Toronto Pearson, which is the international airport in Toronto. They housed it in a World War II hangar. Restored the inside of that hangar to World War II. Looked like World War II in there with the posters, what have you, on the wall. And the airplane was basically used for static there in that hangar, and Hilary Swank, Richard Gere, and they had all their tables and workbenches, toolboxes set up in there. And that was the first part of the movie in Pearson. I'd never been around a movie production before, and it was very interesting, to say the least. I had no clue of how many takes you would take to get usable film. You would, for instance, we flew this airplane probably 10 hours for just a minute or less of what actually ended up being in the film. So that was very interesting, and it's very hard work, long days. We would typically show up 6 o'clock in the morning and be there till after midnight. It just took an incredible amount of time to get it done with all their processes. But we had a great time.
XMWX satellite weather is as vital as vision. Never fly blind again when you add XMWX satellite weather to your onboard electronics suite today. Come see the latest XMWX satellite weather has to offer at the AOPA Aviation Summit, booth 731.